developed a comprehensive peace treaty done by that time.
This is George Beebe joining us of the Quincy Institute for Responsible Statecraft from London, England. Independent line. Babak joins us. Go ahead. You're next.
Thank you for taking my call. My name is Babak from London. I'd like to ask Mr. Beebe, in his opinion, why the West Europeans are being such obstructionists to achieving peace in Ukraine, while the West Europeans are offering no plan for either war or peace. Actually, what they're advocating is no plan is the best plan. And also another point I'd like to ask his opinion, they have this list of unrealistic demands that you've been mentioning. How would the Trump administration convince them that these list of unrealistic demands are not possible to achieve and are unrealistic in any negotiation? And the third one is the Europeans keep talking about the threat of Russia, yet the spending has never increased more than 2% of the GDP for the military. So if you could, so there's an irony here also on the side of the West European.
Right. Well, I think there are a couple of big reasons why the Europeans are doing what they're doing in all of this. One is that they genuinely believe that compromise with Russia makes the problem worse, not better, for all the reasons that I've laid out. But the second reason is that they don't want a fundamental change to the transatlantic relationship, to the way the NATO alliance works. They want the United States to continue in the role that it has been in for 50-some years, which is we bear the primary burden of European security through the U.S. military. And Europe is then freed up to focus on economic growth. They don't have to spend a lot of money on their own defense. They've outsourced that to the United States. And I think for many years, not just with the Trump administration, the United States has said, you know, you actually need to bear more of the burden to supply more of your own defense. And that pressure has grown acute under Trump. I think he has said rightly that the United States cannot afford to focus on what it regards as the primary geopolitical challenge in the world, which is the rise of China, and continue to be fully responsible for Europe's own defense. The United States needs to ask Europe to step up, to play a role as a pole in this evolving multipolar world, so that Russia can be a counterbalance, so that Europe can be a counterbalance to Russia, not just outsource its security to the United States. So the pushback that we're seeing from Europe is essentially rooted in their desire not to see this change happen, either in the way we deal with Ukraine, but I think even more importantly, in the broader transatlantic relationship.
The French president will be visiting this week with President Trump, also a visit with the UK Prime Minister. What message do you believe that the president or the administration will send to these European leaders about Ukraine?
Well, I think they're going to continue to send a very stark message, and there'll be two aspects to it. Number one, they're going to tell the Europeans, you're not going to be able to put a stick in the spokes of the Ukraine peace process. You will have a role in this at the appropriate time, but that role will not be to prevent progress in peace negotiations. And the second message is going to be, you're going to have to step up and provide for your own defense and be a real entity with real military capabilities and real diplomatic weight in this evolving multipolar world.
Let's hear from